Hi, hello, welcome everyone to the Royals Fan TV. Tell you what, this is going to be a very special discussion, and that is because this is the first ever meeting that we are having under the name Royals in the Road. For those of you who are not sure on what exactly this Royals in the Road is all about, here is a gist and summary of it. So, we have been supporters of Rajasthan Royals, and we are the super fans, and we have been vibrantly supporting Rajasthan Royals all through the IPL. But what happens after the IPL? We are bound by the game of cricket, by this beautiful sport of cricket. So, what we do is to consider the international arena in the global, in the global arena where the cricket is played as a global sport, and we are going to discuss on this, uh, beautiful sport of cricket. And I'm joined by passionate Super Royals here, the smiling Super Royals here. And we also need to mention that this show is going to put a bit of highlight to the Royals who have been playing in the Rajasthan Royals and now making an impact in the international arena, or someone who is expected to make an impact in the international arena. So it's going to be a fun ride. And this is going to be a weekly show where we'll be actually entertaining you with all the discussion with the cricket that's happening all around the world. And we are sure that we will entertain you in the best way possible. So, in the panel, we are joined by the passionate Super Royals Mihir, Akshat, and the junior Super Royal Aman, and the latest inclusion Manidi. So, guys, how are you? I'll come one by one. Mihir, so we are the runners. I think this is the first ever time since 2008 we are actually having the tags as runners. So how are you doing, and how are you watching this cricket with all those feeling with runners in the tag?
Yeah, first of all, we have finished as the runner-ups. We have played the final. It's a very proud feeling for all the Royal fans across the globe. And as the IPL get over, it's time to shift our focus to the international arena. As we have seen that the India is playing against South Africa, and now the India is playing against England. So yeah, really enjoying the cricket as a whole. And talking about the IPL, yeah, I am so proud of the Royals. The way they played this time, the intent, the passion they showed on the field was just fantastic to see.
That's fantastic. Yes, it's a feeling of everyone. I would say it's a mutual feeling of all the Super Royals. Coming to you, Akshat. So how you mate? So how you been enjoying the game of cricket?
Yeah, first of all, hello everyone, and I am enjoying the game of cricket very much. Congratulations to all the Super Royals and the Royals fans out there. We came up as the runners up, not the result we wanted, but still, it would be we will be so proud of our team's performance this year, and we should go on with this performance every year. I think now as the IPL has come to an end. As Mihir stated, international cricket is our main focus, and we are here to support our Indian guys, Indian players, and the Royals playing in Indian team. Like we every time we make it.
Well said. Actually, franchise cricket is beyond the nationality, I would say. Wherever good cricket is played, we are here to support that as Royal fans. So that's the Royal way of watching cricket and playing cricket, I would say. So I'll come to Aman. So this will be an interesting perspective because you're a junior Super Royal, and your perspective would be totally different to what we guys have. So how you mate? So how are you feeling at this international arena of cricket?
Yeah, firstly, hello to all the viewers. It's good to be back to the YouTube Live for Royals Fan TV, and absolutely very proud of what the how the Royals have ended up on the IPL. Truly being the runners-up team of one of the best T20 leagues in the world, feels so proud, obviously. And Gujarat Titans very well deserving, and happy for them as well because it was their first season, and we already know what winning in the first season feels like, and so happy for them, and now totally shifted towards international cricket, and hopefully we'll be seeing our very own Royals doing well in the international code also, so spirits up.
Absolutely, Amon. So it's the mutual feeling of all the super fans and the Royal fans, I would say. So special hi to Manini. It's a debut. It's a debut in our YouTube show, and yes, she is one of our latest inclusions to the Super Royal family. So Marini, how are you doing, and how excited are you to be part of this family? Talk us through that. I think you're on mute.
Hello. First
Yep.
of all, hi everyone. I'm really excited to be a part of Super Royals now. This is my first live, and I know that we were not able to, win the finals in the IPL, but still we have hopes for the future matches that we are going to perform in the next IPL matches. I know that our team is strong. We believe in our team. They are going to perform in the next year. Definitely, they will be in the finals in the next year also, and I'm really excited to be a part of Super Royals and wish to support in the stadiums with all the Super Royals in the stadium.
And yes, a little rephrase, I would say. It's not going to be finalists next year. We are going to be the champions next year. So that is the hope that we are going to march to the next season. And and guys, do keep the comments coming. We'll be entertained. We'll be enthusiastic to see the comments coming, and we are already seeing some good comments. Sanchit Desai, Rohit commenting up. So we'll be pleased to see the comments. Keep the comments going. Keep supporting us. We'll be answering your questions shortly after the discussion gets over. So coming to the first thing, it's the talk thing or the talk of the town for the last 1 week or so. Disappointed with the result of the test that India played against England, but the brand of cricket that India and England played have been wow. I would say it's just wow. It's just the pendulum swinging from India's way to the England's way when the game actually ended in favor of England. So let's have a good talk about what happened wrong or what happened right or your perspective on that first test. Meher, can you please take this chance to just give a perspective of what you feel about the first test, where it went wrong, or what remarkable thing you want to talk about the first test? I mean, the last test.
In the last test, and which was the rescheduled test which we have played recently, I think uh, after the first innings, I think the match was well balanced, but I think in the second inning India collapsed so early. Kudos to Pant for the first innings. He made 145, I guess 145 or something. So yeah, really, the Pant has shown his class in the Test cricket. I think he is one of the best wicketkeeper batsmen in the world in the Test cricket right now. So I think Indian team have dominated till the first innings, but as Rahul Dravid also said that we are failing to take those 10 wickets in the fourth innings. Uh, so yeah, we are failing. So I think India need to improve on that. We have now test coming in, I think November versus Bangladesh. So it will be now a white ball series. We will be playing World Cup. The World Cup is not so far. So yeah, talking about that test match, England completely overshadowed us in the fourth innings. Their skipper Joe Root is in the brilliant form. So I think, and along with Joe Root, Johnny Bairstow has also shown his class from the last 6 to 7 innings. So yeah, I think that has costed us that match.
Totally. I mean, the way that these guys you mentioned had actually taken the game away from India from a point where India was actually proving to be victorious, from a point where we were close to a victory and seal the series. It just the pendulum just swung the other way. And let me come to you, Akshat. So there's been plenty of talks about this baseball uh, technique or baseball strategy. Even Rahul Dravid was not aware when he was questioned about the baseball strategy. He was just perplexed, and I honestly don't know what it is. So, is that the same before this game for you? Was it puzzling? Was it perplexing for you to understand what the baseball strategy was? Because it was the first time that we were playing against such a strategy. So, your view on that strategy, Akshat?
Yeah, I guess baseball. Brandon McCallum has taken over as England's coach, and England are on another level now. I think the way they are playing just reminds of Brandon McCallum's play of way. Just hit the ball, go for six, hit it. These all.
All
So I
right.
am
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
uh, I am taking that is baseball is going very good. I think that's why we lost it in the fourth inning. We have taken three continuous wickets, but Root and Bairstow just outperformed. We can't take their wicket. That costed our game. I think that's the baseball what we call I'm not getting the name here, but that is so the way Bairstow is playing, he's just amazing. He's being amazing here, and following Brandon McCallum's footpath, that the way of Brandon McCallum plays.
Right.
Yes.
You don't need to feel embarrassed on how to pronounce baseball because it's new in vocabulary,
Yeah,
Akshat. Even the coach himself was not aware of what baseball is, so it's perfectly fine uh, to be in a position not able to pronounce it properly. It's just our way of pronouncing. Let's give it baseball. So coming to you, Aman. So back in my childhood, uh, gone are those days where I used to cry all night long when India had actually said goodbye to the 2007 World Cup early exit by being defeated by Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. And after that, a game that has impacted me most is this particular game that India had the game in the pocket and let it slip away. So, what are emotions? I could actually relate to what you are going to answer to my childhood, where I was literally crying as a fanboy. So, take us through that. So, what impact does this match have on you?
Yeah, actually, the last time I cried after India lost a match was back in 2016, I believe, when it was the semi-finals. We were playing against West Indies, and we completely had the game in our hands, and we had the biggest man in our hold, which was Chris Gayle. He was looking in furious form, but we had his weekend, and at that end, at that ending moment, it was West Indies who took that game away from us. So that was the last time I cried. And but I think I am matured enough to handle these kind of situations now, because I know like what it feels to lose a match, and it's absolutely fine. I believe we have lot to take over from this game. Obviously, it feels very disappointing when you are so close to that winning moment and at the end you lose it. But yeah, lot to take from this, and the best side wins, and I think it was England this time. So yeah.
Totally, totally. I totally agree with the way. I mean, everyone would have some emotional connect with some games that has actually hit us so hard. So my memories were 2007 World Cup. So thanks for your views on that, Aman. And coming to you, Manini. So just talk us through the game. What actually happened? What went wrong? What went right for England? I know baseball strategy worked very well. Basto actually played it very well. But I just want to say that till the third day, end of the third day, out of 9 sessions, India had actually got 6 to 7 sessions in their pocket, and only two belonged to England. But the very next day, it was just one bad session for India, and the game actually swung back to England. So, what actually went wrong for India, Manini?
Actually, one of the major problems with Indian cricket team is that our top order really topples down really fast. They really need to, work on their top order. Like we cannot rely upon Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja every time that they will score for us. And one of the thing is that we cannot deny Bairstow and Joe Root's performance. Like Bairstow scoring 100 in both of the innings is really remarkable. And I think um, the innings were really under our control till the third day, but they really snatched the game away from us and they lead to their victory.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And we have some interesting comments. Pratiksha once commented that Josh Butler dismissing Dinesh Karthik, he is actually coming into the international with a party. So yes, Pratiksha, Josh Butler is a match winner. Even in IPL, you had seen he had positioned himself in long on and long off and had taken those blinders and he kept Royals on the hunt. So he's doing the same for England. We can expect the same to keep happening. And Nikunj, we had a comment. Yes, yes, Nikunj, it's all due to the pitches. And yes, we need to have power pitchers which suits the test standard. Yes, we should actually have such standard pitchers in the days to come. And there were some comments from Hrishikesh and some other Royals fan as well. Thank you for that. And let's move on to the next question, the most important question, the ongoing match and the ongoing series, the T20 versus England. We all know what happened in the first match. It was a convincing victory, and I firmly believe that the victory in the first match was just due to the fact that Joss, the orange cap holder, is not able to execute in this time, and thanks to the brilliant delivery from Bhuvneshwar Kumar that was actually seaming in and swinging in. So from there to the current scenario where India had actually lost a few wickets, actually it's going to be a different ball game since the playing 11 is completely different today compared to the last match. So your views on this? We played with a different playing 11, different squad in the first T20, and now we won it. and we are coming to the next match. We are just playing with the so-called probable 15 of the World Cup in Australia, and we've seen there have been some collapse happening in this batting where India had managed to recover well on time. So, what's your take on this series, Mihir? How do you see the series heading towards?
So yeah, Dinesh. Firstly, talking about the first match, I think all kudos to Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Seriously, I was getting the vibes of a test match. The way he bowled the first over, and then the fourth ball, he bowled the in swinger, and unfortunately, Josh couldn't do anything. So yeah, really happy for the Indian cricket team. The way they played in the first match without their main core players, especially. So yeah, and as we all have seen the form of Hardik Pandya, he single-handedly took over he single-handedly carried the winnings of India, maybe in batting or in the bowling. He managed to took 3 to 4 wickets and scored a worthy 50 for us. So yeah, really happy for that. And now talking about the second match, which is going now. I think we have posted a score of one. Sorry, yeah, we have posted a score of 170. I think with our bowling, I think this score is defendable. But the only threat I think from the England point of view is the orange cap holder of the IPL, that is Josh Butler and Liam Livingston. The way they have played against the Netherlands also, uh, I think this team has emerged from past 2 to 3 months so well. So yeah, I think, and as you mentioned that we are looking at the probable 15 for the World Cup. So yeah, I think Rahul Dravid also mentioned that now we will be looking for that probable 15s. So yeah, we can see. I think most of the players from this squad will be selected for the probable 15s of the World Cup. So yeah, I think we can defend this total today as well.
Yeah, to all those guys who have missed the score on what's going on, 171 is the target for England, and let's see how it is getting shaped up. And I have an opinion, or I have a worrying concern about how things have been shaping out in this particular series. I feel it's one of gamble or the worthy experiment that's happening here, because we've been seeing a completely different team in the first T20 international, and then the team is just swapped, and we bring the seniors back in the game, Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and Kohli is not actually included in the series against West Indies. So players on and off, teams, captains shuffling once in a while. I think it's going to be a very puzzling factor if it is going to be a gamble or if it is going to be a healthy experiment. Let me differentiate what a gamble and experiment is. If you're able to get a solution, then it's called an experiment, be it negative or positive. Where if you end up nowhere, or by all these changes, it would be gamble. So Akshat, what's your take on this? A gamble or an experiment?
I think they are both. Rahul Dravid is expecting to form the best team out of the players we have currently in the competition for the playing 11 or probable 15. Rahul Dravid is just trying to find the best 11 so that we the T20 World Cup after 2007, 15 years. So I think he's just playing around the players who are the best. As I think Deepak Hooda, his Ireland series first match against in England, they were all good. I will be considering him for the place for in the probable 15. Arshdeep Singh in the first T20 performed very well. So I think Rahul Dravid is just making the players who are capable enough, who are not, so that we can get probable 15. And we have many series coming up now before the World T20. So he's experimenting. And if, as you said, no, if we had no way coming up, then it would be a gamble.
All right, that's an interesting take. So Aman, back to this game. Early predictions on this game. What's going to happen? What's your pick?
Well, I don't think so. I should be negative here, but I don't know. I am getting that feeling that England can take away this match from us because 170 against a side, against a good batting side like England is, I believe, not up to the mark. We could have done better, but kudos to Ravindra Jadeja. He was back in form today, having a quite good 46 run contribution to the total. And but if our bowling in the starting overs is good, then I believe yes, we do have a chance of getting it on from here.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. And we have comments coming up, and keep commenting, guys. It's really heartwarming, overwhelming to see these comments. And we have comment from Deepa, and we have comment from Nikunj Bag. And yes, keep the comments coming. We're reading it. Sooner or later, we are going to answer. And Manini, I'm just going to shoot you an interesting question, and I'm expecting a straight answer, not a diplomatic one. Yuzi Chahal has actually picked 2 wickets and has been in a very good touch right after IPL as well. And Joss Butler, the orange cap holder. So it's going to be a battle between Yuzi Chahal and Joss Butler. So as an Indian, we would also always expect Yuzi Chahal to be amongst wickets and winning games for India. But as a Royals fan, you can't actually take away Joss Butler, the love for this guy, Joss Butler. So just be straight. Whom do you support today? And what's your pick on today's game? Joss Butler or Yuzi Chahal, or England, who is led by Joss Butler, or Yuzi Chahal, who is playing for India?
As you have said that I have to give a diplomatic answer. Definitely, I love Joss Butler. He's like my favorite player in Rajasthan Royals. But I'm rooting for UZ Chell to take his wicket.
Okay,
Definitely, because
fingers
I
crossed.
want UZ. Yes, fingers crossed. I really want UZ Chell to be in the T20 squad even in the World Cup. So he has to prove himself again and again in every match. And by taking the wicket of Joss Butler, it will be like he's the emerging player. He's proving himself that he is among the best T20 players. And UZ Chell taking his wicket will be the cherry and cake on the top, right?
All right, Mani. So that's a possible straight answer that I could actually get from any Super Royal. And yes, the first ball strike. Jason Roy is dismissed of the first ball, just like how Josh Butler was dismissed in the last match. So it's healthy signs. So let's switch back to the routine discussion on about cricket. So let's switch from T20 to ODI. We have two important ODIs coming here. Of course, yes, this is not going to matter much because the next ODI World Cup is due next year. So what's your take on this particular uh, one-day series that's coming up against England? How do you think it's going to be important, or how good do you think that Indian players will shape up after this Test defeat and after this ongoing T20 series? Meher?
So we are talking about the ODI series. Joe Root, their ex skipper, is making a comeback in the team because he is in that form. He's there. And talking about the Indian team, we have our full side A team, a kind of A team. So yeah, really looking forward for the ODI series. I think. Since the ODI World Cup is in 2023, so our main or our entire focus is on the World Cup just 4 months from now in November. So yeah, I'm really excited for the ODI series now.
All right. It's just any cricket. We're all lovers of cricket, be it the white jersey test matches, or be it T20, or be it the ODI. Whenever there is cricket, we, the cricket fans, are there to enjoy it. And over to you, Akshat. So, what's your take on this ODI match? So, early predictions. Is it going to be 2-0 in England's favor or India's favor, or is it going to be 1-1, or is it going to be 1-0 due to a weather interruption? Just go on. Just extend the horizon of your imagination. Go for it.
I think it would be 1-1 result. Both the teams are strong, and the fact is making one win for India is that one win for England is that India is playing ODI series after 6 months, around 6 months. So they have not been in the form of 50 overs cricket, I think. So it can lead to a one match defeat against them, but still we will be strong. We are strong enough be to beat them. We are very much strong. And as Mihir said, Joe Root is coming back. That would be the main focus again. After he's coming from the Test series, he's taking his Test series form also. He can, I am sure, he can take his form, and that would be a very threatening moment for us, I think. But 1-1, I am rooting for 1-1.
It's the safest answer, I would say. Not in anyone's favor. It's the safest way to go.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, Abad. So over to you. So this ODI series, there are some interesting changes. Not the exact routine side that we are going with. We have got Shikhar Dhawan back into the scheme of things, and we have got Prasidh Krishna, the Royal Prasidh Krishna is back in the ODI squad, and Shikhar Dhawan is actually getting back after a long time. And guess what? This is going to be a different ball game where we have not seen much of this combination because Mohammad Siraj is going to be a part of the squad as well, and Arshdeep Singh. So it's just a blend or a mixture of the players who've been performing so well in the IPL in the recent times, along with those players who actually carried the Indian team on their shoulders. So it's going to be a healthy mixture, don't you think so, Aman?
Absolutely, and I believe the selectors are going with 3 points now. First is that completing the demands of the fans. We all wanted to see Siraj, Prasidh Krishna, Sanju Samson in the ODI form. I believe like the selectors are experimenting with that. And the second is that everyone is heading up to the T20 World Cup now. So all of this, as you asked me, sorry, Akshat Bhia, about like is will this be a gamble or an experiment? So the result will be seen in the T20 World Cup, whether it is an experiment with a positive result or a negative result. So firstly that, and secondly I believe, yes, opting for such players is a good combination because we are still sorting out on our best probable ODI 11, T20 11, as well as Test 11. So this is the best time that we can do all of this experimenting and head up to the World Cup now.
Yeah, just as you said, there's an interesting comment coming from Pratiksha saying that this is the very best time to experiment all the permutations and combinations for the ODI World Cup because we have enough time for that. And yes, Pratiksha, we all agree with you. This is the right time where we have all those players buckled up, experimented, and at the right time we'll be having a proper ODI team which will be able to win the trophy for India this time around after 2011. So over to you, Manini. So this is going to be a very interesting question. I'm personally someone who likes to ask this question. This year is actually a dream year for Royals, not just for fans, but for the players as well. Just look at the way that these current Royal players are shaping up in the international arena, and the ex-Royal players have actually come up. Say, for instance, Steven Smith, the ex-Royal, has come up with a brilliant century today in the Test, and Daryl Mitchell. Tell you what, Daryl Mitchell. No one would have expected Daryl Mitchell to have been such an impact player against England in England. And it was actually mind boggling. It was unbelievable how he actually came up with centuries after centuries in every match. So just take us through how the Royal players are actually playing in the international arena. You can talk about UC Chahal, you can talk about Daryl Mitchell, or you can even talk about someone whom you are looking forward in the international arena who've been part of Rajasthan Royals.
Whether be it Daryl Mitchell or whether be it Obaid McCoy, anyone who is a part of the royal community, wherever they perform well, whether be it outside IPL or inside IPL, the feeling is we cannot explain it in words. We always feel proud, like whether they be a part before the season or during the season, like for example, let's take Steven Smith. He performs well. I still feel very proud, like he was a part of Royal, but still he's a part of Royal. That feeling is really good. And like Prasidh Krishna and giving a chance to him. And I really hope, all the Royals who are a part perform really well for in the upcoming matches they have been selected for.
Yes, and in order to remind everyone here, there is a tag and there is a mantra in Rajasthan Royals. Once a Royal, always a Royal. So be it a player who has been part of Rajasthan Royals and no more in Rajasthan Royals, anyone it could be. But once if you're a Royal, we're always supporting that guy as a Royal because he was once a Royal. So moving on to the next discussion point. I request everyone, every single Royal fan here, to extend the support to the Barbados Royals as well, because Barbados Royal is running parallel to the Rajasthan Royals team, where you're just going to have a Caribbean version of this Rajasthan Royals. So we actually request and we actually remind you that there is one another team that you can support other than Rajasthan Royals, and it could be the Barbados Royals. So talking about the interesting signups, the interesting signings, player signings that the Barbados Royals have got. We've got Miller, the ex-Royal, and the guy who had actually stolen the game for Gujarat Titans from us. He is back with Barbados Royals. So it's high time to get the best out of him. And it looks so surprising for me that this particular Barbados Royals side is actually looking to be a replica of the Rajasthan Royals because the the player named Corbin Bosch, whom we have not seen much in IPL, is actually being part of Barbados Royals. So by the time he comes up next year, we'll have a very good, experienced Corbin Bosch who has been part of franchise cricket all over the world. So other signups like Mujibur Rahman, Azam Khan, and Quinton de Kock. So how good do you feel about Barbados Royals, Mehir? So you can actually talk about the way that you want this Barbados Royals to come up and what you're looking forward from this Barbados Royals.
So first of all, I would like to give more focus on our overseas signing. We have David Miller back to the Royals family. Then we have Leacock, we have Corbin Bosch. I'm so excited to see what he can bring to the RR next year. And then we have Mujibur Rahman, who is a great spinner. So I am very much satisfied with our overseas signing. Then talking about the Caribbean flavor, I am excited to see Obid McCoy. The way he performed in the IPL for the Royals was just great to see, and I think he will continue his form in the CPL too. So yeah, we have got our another favorite team, and I'm rooting for Barbados Royals to win the title for the third time.
Of course, yes. The pain that we, the Super Royals, are having for not clinching the trophy will be actually patched up by Barbados Royals. Let's hope that way. And over to you, Akshat. Are you available? Yeah. So your take on this sign up, on the interesting matchup, or I mean, the interesting player signings that we have got. And Corbin Bosch, I sort of feel that he gives me the vibes of James Faulkner, Kevin Cooper, or Chris Morris, who had been part of this Rajasthan Royals squad before and had been match winners and had been impact players. So, how do you think Corbin Bosch, being a part of Barbados Royals under the same management as Rajasthan Royals, will have an impact in this IPL? How good do you think Corbin Bosch will actually shape up to be a successful Royal, be it with Barbados or with Rajasthan? What's your take on this?
Yeah, Dinesh, I think that Corbin Bosch is a very good signing for them. As you said, he has qualities of James Faulkner or Kevin Cooper. Absolutely, he has the ability of bowling and batting. I have seen some videos on YouTube of him bowling, and he's a very good left arm bowler and can bat also. So very strong team. I am seeing Barbados Royal here. Good batting, Quantity Cock, David Miller, both in form, and also the bowling, Corbin Bosch and McCoy, O'Shane Thomas, Mujibur Rahman, Jason Holder. The team is a complete entertainment, and it would be a feat to watch them and win the CPL this year. And Corbin, as you said, Corbin Bosch, I am very much taking him on the. I am eyeing to see him so that if he performs very well, we can sign him for the Rajasthan Royals next year also.
All right, that's interesting. And I'm not sure how many is going to smile at this or laugh at this. Josh Butler is out. Malini, Josh Butler is out.
Yeah,
Guys,
for
yes.
as an Indian, that's good, but as a Royals, that's not.
Yeah, I would actually go in a very diplomatic flavor where Josh Butler may go for runs, but that's not going to impact the match result and it's going to be in favor of India. So that's the safest way that I would like to put. So back to you, Oman, on this Caribbean flavor. So how do you think a team like Rajasthan Royals will actually approach the Caribbean Premier League having a Barbados Royals side, and that too with players who've been part of Rajasthan Royals before, and players like Corbin Bosch who are actually being part of Rajasthan Royals. So, what would be the approach of this particular Barbados Royals in this CPL, and what are the key points that you're going to what are key points that you're excited by this particular Barbados Royals being associated with our own Rajasthan Royals.
Yes, absolutely, and just another team to get supported with in the CPL also, which is Barbados Royals. And as you mentioned, that the pain of not winning an IPL trophy can obviously be substituted by winning the CPL trophy this year. And feeling so overwhelmed by watching my favorite player David Miller play for the Royal franchise this year, and it was truly a dream to see him back in the Royals, and which is completed by the Barbados Royals team now. And they have a very good team selection this time. And what they are doing is that they are taking inspiration from, they are having good communication with the Rajasthan Royals management, and which is leading to their better performance. And also, the Rajasthan Royals management is taking from help from the Barbados Royal management, and which is leading us to perform well in the IPL. So that's how we are working in parallel, and both the two franchises are looking very good in their particular leagues, and hope to carry on like this.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point, and it's always been the perk of one particular franchise owning two different teams in two different leagues. That's going to have a positive impact in the franchise cricket. And over to you, Manini. So there has been a comment on Butler has been struggling with the new ball as always since you talked about Butler, since all of us are a fan of Josh Butler, but I think that you'll be the right person to talk about Josh Butler. The new ball that he faces is actually struggling him, not for the first time. We had seen in the last match, and Bhuvi is turning out to be a legend with the kind of operation that he has on the new ball. So we have not seen that much in the IPL, where Josh was actually handling the new ball very well. He was actually rotating the strike. He was not trying to smack it right from the beginning. He just kept things till the end, and then he switched gears. So, do you think that would be the style that would be suiting Josh Butler going forward, since he is going to play the new ball? Because what I see is Josh Butler as a player, as an opener, when he opens and has that mindset to hang till the end, that's where you see the big hundreds from him. And if he gets his mindset into a typical T20 player where he smacks every ball right from ball one, and that is where I feel he's actually struggling a bit. So, what's your take on this, Manini?
Um, Joss Butler is clearly very aware that he is struggling with the in swingers. So he gets really very nervous while playing those first and second deliveries. So we can see in the IPL as well that he used to take his time, go with a very slow pace, play a few 10 or 12 deliveries, then he would, start his explosive batting. But nowadays he is been as elected as a new captain for the England team. I think that is adding as an additional pressure for him, and that's why he we can see that he is getting out really early in these batting forms.
Well, since you told it's an added responsibility or added pressure on Josh Butler, let's really wish that Josh Butler gets into a successful captain, just like how Sanju Samson has been as a captain come batsman. Because the first season that he was the captain in the last year, that was his career best season with 480 plus runs as a captain. So let's hope that Josh Butler gets in the same way in the likes of Sanju Samson, where he becomes a very successful batsman with that added responsibility, and he comes up as a successful opener, come batsman, come captain. Let's hope that way as a Royals fan. So since we talked about CPL, the guy that I'm looking forward so much is Rakeem Cornwall. I'm not sure how much of you, how many of you are totally aware of the mix that the guy brings in. He's actually a big guy. He's actually a guy who can actually smack sixes out of the ground and even out of Caribbean islands. So I am actually looking forward for a bigger innings from Rakeem Cornwall, to have an impact innings. And who knows, he could be an interesting sign up, or he could be an interesting addition to the Rajasthan Royals as well. So Rakeem Cornwall, we are watching you, we are supporting you. Do not disappoint us. Okay, so since we discussed about all this cricket arena questions, international and Indian, it's time for fun, and that's the thing that we are going to answer the fan questions. We have been having a lot of questions from the fans There have been a lot of comments. Unfortunately, we were not able to answer that since we were busily discussing on our talking points. So keep your questions coming. We'll answer one by one as much as we can to the best of our knowledge. And here starts the fun part where we are going to answer the questions in the best way possible. So the first winner to get answered is Kanish. Kanish, if Jaiswal opening करता है तो इंडिया लेफ्ट राइट कॉम्बिनेशन के साथ खेल सकता है. This may not happen in the near future, but it's going to happen. Mihir, would you like to take this question?
Yeah. So I think it's too early for to say that Jaiswal to be in the to be in the Indian team. Yes, we all have seen he has done a fantastic job in the Ranji season. Unfortunately, he couldn't take his team over the line, but I think it was a memorable Ranji season for him. So I think before Jaiswal, we have a Prithvi Shaw, we have uh, uh, Shikhar Dhawan waiting outside. So I think yeah, it's too early for him. But I think in the future, yeah, we will definitely see Jaiswal for the Indian team.
Why not? He is actually a star in the making, I would say, because under 19 he was the leading run scorer in the under 19s World Cup that India had lost to Bangladesh, and
He
he
has
has
100
actually
against
shown a
Pakistan as well.
yeah. Yeah, he had a lot of impactful innings all the series. I mean, all through the series in that World Cup, and he is carrying that promise as his responsibility on his shoulders. So sooner or later, we are just going to have Jaiswal in the Indian colours. So that's an interesting question again coming from Nikunj Bakchandani. Hi, Nikunj. To all of you, Nikunj is actually a super royal, is supporting us with his comments. The question on Josh Butler's captaincy. Yeah, it is so early to predict something. But what's your early take on Josh's captaincy, Akshat? We know it's too earlier. We know that captaincy cannot be judged 1 or 2 games. But what's your take on his current stand as captain, and how well do you think he'll progress with the days to come, Akshat?
He would be a very good captain, I think, because he's calm, quiet, and also I think wicket keepers have very good mind, some knowledgeable mind about fielding, how to set field and etc. things. So I think he would be a very good captain. After we Yeah, as you said, it is early to predict, but I think so. And also I have to say that sorry to say, but मैं भूल गया हूँ 1 minute बस.
No
uh,
problem.
yeah, he's giving the MSD vibes to us. He's very calm, quiet, and sensing the game where it is going, giving the overs to right ballers, and all these things.
Yeah, truly said. You cannot actually predict the captaincy from the first 1 or 2 matches. If a team is actually losing by some attacking decisions of the captain, that still backs the captain and his captaincy skills. So in that way, I think Joss would not be victorious. I'm not sure if he would be victorious or not in his early stage, but I'm very sure he'd be an impactful captain, just as how we saw from Oy Morgan. He was actually struggling a bit when he started his captaincy, but later he went on winning the cup for the English side in ODI World Cup. So that might actually happen. Let's fingers crossed if we could see the same from Josh Butler taking his team clinching a World Cup trophy. So Aman, coming to you, could you take this question from Jay Dabar? What do you think about the dropped catchers? Is this a question mark on a fielding coach? Seventh drop in the series so far. And there are a lot of questions on this dropped catches, and rightly so. That has to be because the World Cup is just a few months away. So you need to have a stronger concern on all these dropped catches and all those gambles and experiments that are not going your way. So what do you think about this seventh dropped catch that was questioned? And yes, in 2 game span, you cannot actually keep dropping catches. Catches win matches. It could be a tough catch, but if it's okay if you drop a tough catch, but seven drops in 2 matches, and the second match is not over yet, and it's a big number, I would say. So your take on this, Aman?
Absolutely, rightly said, Dinesh. We are catches win matches, and playing this standard of cricket on this stage, dropping a catch is really a matter of concern for the Indian squad. And yes, absolutely, dropping catches is not like it's a big deal when you talk about some crucial stages, because we have seen some catches being dropped, and the match gets going from that side. So yeah, it's been a concern, but I believe it's us as fans who are concerned. So obviously the management of the Indian cricket too will look out on this, and I hope that in the upcoming matches the number of dropped catches are decreasing.
Hopefully, catches win matches. And sooner we rectify it, better it is going to be, given the fact that World Cup is around the corner. So let's have the fingers crossed and keep expecting that India does well. I mean, just gets back to the side where there were two big players, Yuvraj Singh and Mohammad Kaif. Gone were those days where they would actually be positioned at point and covers. So those were the days where we were actually performing so well with our fielding. And after that, it's been on and off. So let's believe that we get back to a position where we will be called a fielding giants. Over to you, Manini. The next question. It's from Sarika Srivastava. Any discussion on Kohli's form and rest in series too frequently? And before I come to you, my opinion on this is that if Kohli is someone who is going to be a probable in the T20 World Cup, and if he is going to be in the scheme of things in the T20 World Cup, I seriously think there is no point in resting him or keeping him away from the series. He should play as many T20 series as possible because T20 is just not going to help you. I mean, IPL is just not going to help you because it's a different ball game and it's a subcontinental condition. So couldn't be a better stage than playing in England and other overseas conditions. So I feel if Virat Kohli is in the scheme of things, I'm more than happy for it. But we should also make sure that he is part of all these squads that are playing T20 before the World Cup. So, Manini, your take on this?
First of all, Virat Kohli does not need to prove his form again and again because he has already proved it for years that has been going on. Definitely, his bad phase is going on right now. But I think he will definitely overcome in some time. Virat Kohli is such a player that does not need to, again and again prove it. And right now he is having a bad phase. Definitely, we cannot deny this fact, and we know that he is not able to score a very good score in many of the matches that has been going on, whether be it IPL or whether it be in the international matches. But as you said, that he should be given fair number of chances again and again, so that he can also understand his weak points and the strengths, that where he is actually lacking or what are his pitfalls, so that everyone give him some sort of guidance that where he needs to improve himself. Basically, the most important thing that he is lacking right now is a sense of motivation and a attitude basically he had before. Now what he needs to regain is basically his confidence in himself that he's been lacking with time to time. Now he then if he lacks that confidence again, I think he can play really well again.
I totally agree. Virat Kohli needs a kind of motivator, just like how he is to the other guys. Whenever we see someone struggling or someone tottering, Virat Kohli will be the first person to pat the back and say, "Come on, we can do it. You're just a skill player, you can do it." So Virat Kohli at this moment needs a motivator as good as what he is. So that's an interesting take. So we'll take four more questions from here. One for Mahir, one for Akshat, one for Raman, and one for Manini. So there is one question coming from Kanishk again. अगर जडेजा ऑक्शन में आता हो तो क्या आरा को उसे पीछे जाना चाहिए? So there has been some unofficial things that have been happening that Ravindra Jadeja may not be a part of CSK. I'm not sure about it. There's nothing official yet. So I think it is too early to make a comment on Jadeja's inclusion back to Rajasthan Royals, because back in 2011, 2012, he was banned. He was given a 1-year ban just because of the fact he wanted to switch teams or something like that. So let's not get into that topic at this point of time, I would say. Let something official come out. Let there be some official comment or official announcement, and then we can think about it. So over to the next question. Can we have the next question on the board? Okay, so there's one from Akshar Harshilkar. I see Sanju opening with Rohi in the T20 World Cup. So how probable is this going to happen, Mihir?
First of all, we all want Sanju Samson in that list of probable 15 for the World Cup, which is going to be in Australia And I think before 1 to 2 months before, Rohit Sharma also stated that they are looking Sanju Samson for the World Cup, because he has that shot making ability on the pacey wickets of the Australia. So yeah, as a Royal fan, I think every Royal fan wants Sanju Samson, but I don't see Sanju Samson opening the innings. Maybe at 3 or 4, we can see Sanju Samson batting for Team India in the World Cup.
Well, having said that, Australia is a land of wonders, I would say. Who would have expected if I said Natarajan would be playing a test match? What would have you told if I said Natarajan would have played his debut matches in all three formats? What would have you told if I told you that Washington Sundar would have played a test match in Australia? So Australia is a land of wonders for me. So whatever you see as a miracle, it's all prone to happen in Australia. So Sanju Samson, our skipper, we're just looking forward. As many cricket experts say, Australia would be the right place for him for his shot making, because you cannot miss someone like Sanju Samson, who has the big hitting ability, especially in the grounds of Australia, that is long enough. And Sanju Samson would be the best fit to be in that World Cup squad, given the fact that the World Cup is happening in Australia. Over to the next question. It's from Sarika Srivastava. Comment on Shikhar Dhawan, or KL Rahul, or Ishan Kishan for opening spot. A tight call, three tight options. So, Akshat, so what's your pick on this?
That's so much of competition for the opening spot. Ishan Kishan, Rahul, Dhawan, Sanju Samson, and many more. But I will prefer, not as a Royals. I'm a Royals fan. I will prefer Sanju. But as Indian point of view, Dhawan or Rahul would be perfect for that conditions and for the team management, probable 11 and these things.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Since it's going to be Rohit Sharma as a default opener in the Indian squad, it would be better if we have a left arm opener, a left right combination to be opening for India. So it could be better if we have a Shikhar Dhawan or Ishan Kishan. These two would not be a bad option at all. But fingers crossed, let's wait for the best. Aman, can I have the second question answer? Ben Stokes is all we want in the next auction. Come on, Ben Stokes, is that whom you want?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And in the previous IPL season, only one thing which was missing is that 7 to 8 spot, or you can say the fifth bowler option, and all it can be solved is getting Ben Stokes back to the Royals. I mean, it feels so nostalgic when you think about Ben Stokes playing for the Royals, taking those brilliant catches, hitting those long sixes, having some crucial overs in the game. And absolutely, it will be so good to see Ben Stokes back in the Royals performing well and lifting the trophy. So yeah, hopes are on, and hopefully we'll get to see him in the auction back again.
Yeah, Vipul. So here is the comments of Super Royals. We are with you. We want Ben Stokes, and who would not like to have a player who has got a century for the Rajasthan Royals? So Ben Stokes, if you are watching, we are here supporting you. So make sure that you are part of Rajasthan Royals, and here we are supporting you with all our Josh. So Malini, can we have the last question answered by you? So we're waiting for the last question. It's from Sarika Srivastava. Looking all the teams, who do you think can lift the T20 World Cup? So I would be called a traitor if I name any other team than India. So jokes apart, you can just go ahead with whom you think. You cannot be patriotic in this question. I would say, just talk out what your heart speaks.
I think it's a really difficult question if we see, but definitely, you're talking about patriotism. No, from inner side, I definitely feel India is going to win, and no patriotism here. I am a supporter of India, definitely, and India is definitely going to lift the cup this time.
uh, Hopes of a million and a billion Indian fans that India should be clinching the trophy. But I honestly feel that there is a plenty of opportunity. I mean, there is a plenty of chance for Australia to be one of the finalists, because right from the pattern that you see, the 2011 World Cup that happened in India, India won it. And 2015, Australia and New Zealand were the teams, were the combination of teams which hosted the 2015 World Cup. They were the finalists. And never forget, 2011 World Cup, India and Sri Lanka were the hosts, and they were in the finals. And this time around, I mean, in 2019, if you see, England hosted it and England won it. And it wouldn't be a surprise if I would say Australia would be making a big impact, given it's their home, and they would actually want to bring back the trophy right after 2015. I agree that it's going to be a big, different ball game because what I mentioned was all ODI World Cups. This is going to be a T20 World Cup, but I really feel that it's going to be a hell of a contest. It's going to be a very tight contest and competition. Teams pushing forward. We could see some teams that were not even known much for their T20 skills coming up, bang, because every World Cup this happens. Afghanistan threatens the bigger teams. Zimbabwe winning over Australia and Ireland winning over Pakistan. So things like this happen. So that is the beauty of World Cup. So with all this, Josh, and we are waiting for India to clinch the trophy. And we, the Super Royals, we would like the Rajasthan Royals to clinch the trophy next season and get a transition from runners to champions. And as an Indian fan and as a proper cricket fan, we would like the best team to win, and we would like India to win. So with this chat, guys, we are coming to the end of this session. Thank you so much for all those who were part of this call, the Super Royals, for your valid weekend time, and all those guys who were actually pouring in the comments. It was actually fun. We had a lot of interaction, and it was actually overwhelming for us to have such support from you. We would like to have a continued support from you guys. If you have not subscribed to the Royals Fan TV, please do it, and please click the bell button so that our effort doesn't miss out from your attention. And do support us in the RR underscore Super Royals in Instagram and RR underscore Super Royals in the Twitter. And on doing it, we assure you that we'll be giving you the quality content, and we are forever indebted to you. And there are more to come every week. Royals on the Road will happen to be a very successful adventure for all of us, for Super Royals and also for all the super fans. So happy weekend, guys. Halla ball.